Maju Holdings property developer unit ASM Development KL has slapped Econpile with an almost 346 million ringgit countersuit. To recap, Econpile took legal action earlier this year against ASM to recover progress claims for work done under a 280 million ringgit contract for the Maju Kuala Lumpur project and issued a notice of determination to the developer. According to Econpile, it had completed 80% of the work on the development. That includes 7 blocks of serviced apartments. It was awarded 67.77 million ringgit in adjudication proceedings in June. ASM, however, is claiming that Econpile had abandoned its job as it had neither terminated the contract nor taken any action against the latter. It is also accusing Econpile of turning in defective works, forcing ASM to take over and make the necessary rectifications, and alleges it had to employ a new contractor to complete the works. Due to these issues, ASM claims it is unable to deliver vacant possession of some 1,400-odd units to purchasers. In addition, it is also demanding payments of 110 units worth nearly 67 million ringgit from Platinum Rhythm, which is owned by Econpile's directors and shareholders through a block purchase agreement on August 25, 2017. Bank Pembangunan Malaysia and Danajamin Nasional have received Bank Negara's approval to start negotiations under the first phase of the government's proposed merger, involving the country's development financial institutions. Bank Pembangunan says the talks are expected to be completed within 6 months of receiving the central bank's approval. The government had proposed in Budget 2020 that Bank Pembangunan, Danajamin, Exim Bank and SME Bank be restructured and merged to strengthen the ecosystem. The restructuring plan will be implemented in 2 phases. According to Bank Pembangunan, the first phase is the merger of the lender with Danajamin, followed by the amalgamation of Exim Bank and SME Bank into the earlier merged entity. A Ministry of Finance-led steering committee will oversee the implementation of the restructuring plan. The Malaysian Employers Federation, or MEF, claims Putrajaya's decision to raise the minimum wage will result in foreign workers remitting an additional 2.5 billion ringgit out of the country every year and weaken the local currency to boot. MEF Executive Director Datuk Shamsuddin Bardan says migrant workers are repatriating about 34 billion ringgit annually, and this is not including transfers made by illegal labourers. He argues that should the minimum wage be hiked to 1,200 ringgit in major cities as planned, the extra income will only be sent abroad, weakening the ringgit further. He says Putrajaya should either shoulder half of the burden in increased minimum wage as promised in their election manifesto or keep it at status quo. Otherwise, it would reflect badly on PH. Furthermore, he says any increases in minimum wages would largely benefit the foreign workers and not local employees. The Ministry of Finance says a study is being conducted on the review of the motor no-claims discount to instill and encourage good driving behaviour and road safety. According to the ministry, Bank Negara, together with the insurance and takaful industry players, is currently developing proposals for the next phase of the liberalisation of the motor and fire tariff, targeted for the second half of 2020. This is part of the reforms to enhance the sustainability and preserve the overall stability in the insurance and takaful market. The effort is also aligned with the Ministry of Transport's Road Safety Plan 2014-2020, with the aim of reducing the number of deaths and serious injuries by 50% by 2020. Jiangsu GNL Food and Beverage Management Company, one of Old Town's China franchisees, wants the cafe chain operator to be held responsible for the damages and losses it incurred amid allegations of contract fraud involving ownership of the Old Town trademark there. Jiangsu GNL said in a press statement today that Old Town's unit, Shenzhen Kopitiam Asia Pacific, was well aware that it did not own the trademark in China, as the ownership of the trademark had been granted to Aichang Investment. Yet, Old Town's China unit proceeded to grant the right to operate Old Town white coffee outlets within the Jiangsu province to Jiangsu GNL, which ended up being reported by iChang to the Administration for Industry and Commerce for trademark infringement. Jiangsu GNL, which had paid franchise fees and brand royalties to Old Town, was then forced to shut down all its outlets in the province. The company said China's Public Security Bureau has since opened a probe on Old Town's China units for suspected contract fraud. Old Town has categorically denied Jiangsu GNL's allegations. It has neither confirmed nor denied if it was under investigation for fraud.